reason, I think we always have to make them host or not anymore.
Morning, Jaime.
Morning.
I think that the streaming works. So now it looks fine.
Morning, Jaime.
Going working on my end.
Yeah, I don't know why the APAC one didn't work.
It might have been manual start that I didn't check. I'll fix it for
Oh.
America too.
That could have been the case. All right, so I'm gonna ask you either Julia or Santana, if you see anyone from DAS team on the attendees, please promote it to panelists. I'm also promoting the judges.
Good morning, Mr. Braz.
Good morning, Jaime.
Good morning.
Jim.
Or should I say,
Hello.
good
Hello.
afternoon or good evening?
Afternoon. It's 4 p.m. on my side.
Yes, in Italy too.
Hi, Viola.
Ciao. See, oh, my camera.
So Jaime, how many hours of sleep did you get?
Once I'm gonna go to bed 5. So 4. Yeah,
That's not a lot.
something like that.
He's a
No.
young guy. He can handle it. It's like, the bars close in New York City at 4.
Yeah, so the only thing is that I do not go out on a Thursday like that. But that's the difference. That's the only thing. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. Okay. Ooh, bigger crowd than earlier today, which is quite nice. Just making sure last people on the attendees list. Okay. So if you see anyone else, please just move them into panelists. Okay. Is the recording resumed?
Yep.
Okay. Are we good with the streaming? Hello, YouTube.
Yep.
Right. Well, good afternoon, Europe. Good morning to the ones in the America continent. So welcome again to the Hackathon showcase for the demos this morning. So the hackathon for Forge took place during the week of the September 27th to October 1st. I still did not get a chance to actually fix this map. We were missing New Zealand earlier, but I think my PowerPoint setup kind of like cut off half of Australia and also New Zealand, so I apologize for that. But we did get people from different locations around the world. I think we also got someone from Nigeria, if I remember correctly. So yeah, so it was a nice event, having people from all over the world itself. This is kind of like one of the benefits of this virtual events. But if you ask me, I can't wait to actually get back to see all of you in person in order to help you out with the development of your applications. So also, I want to do a quick shout out to our judges. I think at this time I see Viola, I see Matt as of now. So I'm gonna ask you quickly, can you guys do a quick introduction about yourself?
Okay, sorry for my camera, but it's not working. Not sure why.
No worries. This is Viola, by the way.
I'm Viola, yes, that girl. Yes, I'm really glad to be here this year as a part of the judges. I really look forward to see how all the groups really work this week and how they were able to mix the technologies to come up with something new possible, or at least a tangible app.
Yeah, and
Kodio,
Matt
yeah.
Mason, here in Boston in the U.S. and longtime Autodesk and Forge developer, but currently working for Imagineit. And I'm excited to see the 1 week hackathon format. It really does let you build a lot in a short time and learn a lot. So I'm also curious to see what people built, but also what did they learn along the way.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. And I'm going to do quick intros for the other 3 judges. We actually had Bashak in the APAC region session. So Bashak, it's working as a solutions architect at Honeywell. Actually, I got to meet Bashak when she was doing her PhD at Syracuse University. It was basically focused in engineering management, been for the most part. So she ended up graduating with a civil degree from Syracuse University. And then we have also in the middle of the picture, we have Juan David Hurtado, who's a business unit director at ENG. But aside from that, he's also a mechanical engineer with over 10 years of experience when it comes to the construction and coordination of technical systems. And he has been able to start a community around BIM in the region of Colombia itself. So, and then last but not least, we have James Senior, who James actually leads a product management for XR productivity at Facebook. So he's been working with partners in order to build these immersive apps, focusing on the Oculus platform. So also thank you, James, for joining us. Okay, so when it comes to some stats during the week, I kind of swap around these ones from time to time. And I did want to mention a quick shout out to 2 of my teammates that this time they kind of earned the hat of the most active ones, Barun Patil and also Madhukar Ugala. They are part of our India team, and they actually did quite a lot this week, so I appreciate a lot all the help. We had 22 pre-recorded lightning talks. We ran 3 coffee breaks. If you notice, in each of your channels, you had around maybe 50 something people being present there. It was basically your team and also Autodesk engineers that were there to help you out. So this allowed us to do a 24/5 support. So if you notice that if you were working late or you were working at really odd times, if you had any question, there was always someone there to help you out with that. Some people were staying late, Maicon being one of those. Maicon is basically based in Brazil, and I saw him working with Xiaodong, who is in our China team. So yeah, and good job, Maicon, with that. And then also from the most active ones of the week, I saw Manuel Romero and also Jun Chao Chen. They are from the Apogea team. So good job, guys, during this week. Okay, so a little bit about Demo Day. So Demo Day, basically, it's kind of quick and simple. So I'm gonna ask, we have around, I think, 8 teams presenting today during this time slot. So I'm gonna ask you to keep it short and concise. But the main idea of it is to introduce your team, your teammates, and at the same time, also the most important one, to tell us which challenge actually you end up picking for the application that you worked on, what you were able to accomplish, what you like and dislike about the hackathon format, how can we actually make it better. And don't worry about it, we do have tough skin when it comes to this. We would like to improve every single time that we have one of these virtual events. So please let us know what you thought about it. And then last but not least, a quick demo of your application. So I'm going to ask all of you to try to stay ideally within the 5-minute mark. So go directly to the point, tell us your teammates, challenge, demo of the app, and then the rest of it. So since this is a competition, you're going to be competing for some prizes. So this is a little quick preview about what prizes do we have for the winners today. So the winners are not going to be selected today. We're going to go through judging criteria tomorrow with the judges, actually. And then we're going to be selecting the next round participants, which are going to be showcased during AU on Tuesday, October the 5th. Okay, so now to get started with demo session, the first time slot, we're going to go with Team SBI. So I'm going to stop my sharing, and then someone from SBI can please raise a hand, so that way we can promote you to panelist, and you're going to be able to share screen. Awesome. Okay, so we have Arten coming up. Hey, Arten, are you there?
Hello.
Hey.
I can start the video.
You cannot?
Uh,
No, I think it should be okay.
I'm not able to start video because organizer stopped it.
Maybe Julia can help us out with that.
I think he needs to be a co-host as well.
Yeah,
right?
but I cannot switch it to co-host.
How I see.
It's because Julia is a host, so Julia has to make everybody a co-host.
Okay.
We just want to show our Zoom background.
Yeah, it's coming in. Can you make Arten first a co-host, please? That way we can move forward.
Yep, done.
All right, now you can turn on your camera.
Hello.
Awesome. Hey.
So let's start the demonstration. So hello to everyone, my name is Artem and I represent the SBI team, and today we will show you our solution for Autodesk Forge Hackathon. So we are a BIM integration team of General Construction Division, and we're specialized on process automation using BIM technologies. This is our team. We choose following tasks to create the most innovative application for task automation and thinking outside the box with the construction cloud. How we solve these challenges? For task automation challenge, we developed cloud-based model processing package for Revit, and it allows us to assign different parameters to model elements to optimize their unification and grouping. This processing assigns parameters to elements such as project parameters, such as the project stage, section, or levels, measurement parameters such as the volume, area, and weight, assigns native classifier, assigns engineer parameters such as the shape, dimensions, and perimeter. Also, we assign collision parameters such as intersection volume, and processing also creates surfaces to calculate finish by room. For second challenge, we developed a tool for comparing consolidated models. It can be used to create consolidated models from the required Revit files and quickly analyze qualitative and quantitative changes between project versions. To solve our problems, we used the following Autodesk Forge API. For backend, there was Revit API, data management, model derivative, and design automation. And for a frontend, we used Viewer API. So our workflow divides into two stages. In the first stage, the model selected from the source folder in BIM 360 is transferring the data management API to design automation API. During this processing, to the model To the elements of the model are assigned parameters which are further used to verify the correctness of quantitative parameters assigned and classification model elements. After processing, the files are placed in the process folder. In the second step, the selected models that have multiple versions in BIM 360 are transferred to a data management API and in the model derivative API, which allows the compression tool to work with metadata and make compression. Then compression results and model data are transferred to viewer API and dashboard. So next, we'll show you demo. We pre-recorded it because so let's start. So we have model and source folder, test RVT, and we're showing you that this model doesn't have any generic models and our parameters. On different stage, this model doesn't have these elements. So next step is to start processing. We go to the same folder, pick our model, and start processing. After a few moments, the process is complete, and we have proceed model into this folder. And as you can see on the second stage, oh, sorry, on the third stage. So as you can see, we create collision elements, which has volume and our parameters. Also, we create finishing elements, which we can use to create bill of quantities. So that was the first stage. At the second stage, we will demonstrate a real project. So we choose two versions. And here it is, our comparison tool. we choose volume parameter to show how it increased. We also choose this parameter in the dashboard to modify it. As you can see, we have elements that doesn't change between version 1 and version 2. And for this issue, we create kind of changed. So if you click this button, our tool hides all unchanged elements, and you can see how the volume of different categories changed. Also, you can go to two-dimension and you can see changes also there. Also, we've added form cluster function. Using this function, you will be able to correctly identify which elements changed in different categories. The next step will demonstrate how our tool can make merged models from many Revit files. So as you can see, there are many files. And our tool combined them into one solid model. So we'll be able to analyze changes between many models. There are a lot of elements in this model, so it takes little time. Our dashboards are interactive, and if you click on category on dashboard, this filter also works in the viewer. You can add multiple data to analyze. And we think it's very useful. So I think demonstration is finished. To make this project, we use the following technological stack. For front end, we use JavaScript, Redux plus React, and Autodesk Forge APIs. For backend, we use Node.js, PostgreSQL database. For BIM, we use C#, Revit, and BIM 360. Also use services such as Jira, Slack, Figma, and GitHub. Problems we're solving is difficult workflows because it takes a lot of time for the formation of bill of quantities and verification of change in the project during the tender stage. Also, we solve problem lack of necessary parameters. Because at the tender stage, the designer provides a BIM model of the project without necessary parameters. And for correct analysis of the project, we can add them. Also, we solving problem lack of finished elements, because as a rule, at the tender stage, the designer provides a model without finishing elements, which complicates the formation of the bill of quantities of materials. Also, we have other benefits like autonomy, because using our tool, you no longer depend on the designer and can form a bill of quantities even if the model doesn't have necessary parameters. Next benefit is that is all-in-one compare tool. Our compression tool also allows you to analyze both quantitative changes in the volumes for different categories and qualitative changes of single element. The tools also erase boundaries between 2D blueprints and the BIM model, and you can work as you want. Last benefit is interactive dashboards, because interactive dashboards built in our service allows you to quickly perform a visual assessment of the quantities relationship between the selected categories and quickly make some decisions. Thank you for attention, and we're ready for questions.
Quite a lot in a week. Awesome, Artem. Good job. Do we have any questions for Artem?
If people are being bashful, I have a question, Jaime, or for Artem.
Go for it.
And pardon if this is a little too straightforward. You clearly have done a bunch of work before this week. So how much did you do this week? Because I'll tell you, Artem,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah, we experiment with Forge API for a month. So we already have a file browser and file picker, merged models. We have some scratches for processing by model derivative. So on this week we finished model derivative processing like clashes and finishing surfaces. So dashboards and viewer interaction we have done at this week. So yeah, that's all.
We have a problem during our job that we can't compare two big NVDA files, and I made an issue. Support tell me that it takes time, but I need to solve my work problems right now, and Pavel helps to solve it.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Do we have any other questions for Artem? Yeah, people are quiet. They still haven't had their coffee, probably. All right. Well, with that, I want to say thank you to the team. Good job, SBI team. So if you guys in the panelists can help me out and just give them a round of applause, I will appreciate. So good job.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. So let me.
I think we have one question. I see the hand on Viola Campbell. Can be.
No, it was just just to say
Probably
my
doing
compliment.
the
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
So how do I? Oh, I'm not a host again. No, I am. Let's send Artem back. Well, this setup of Zoom, it's quite strange, but okay. So Artem, I'm gonna leave you here. So I'll just ask you to mute. I have Team Monarch coming up next. Can someone from Monarch raise their hand so that way I can promote you? I don't see anyone yet. Just quickly check. Team Monarch. We don't have anyone from Monarch. I see Archie, but I don't see him here. Okay, so we can move to the next team. So next team is going to be well, 1 second. Let's put my stuff out there. We have team Fifth Point. Team Fifth Point. All right, I see you. Oh, that's why Monarch is not gonna demo on this time. It's gonna demo on the next one. So I apologize for that. Thank you, Julia.
So I'm a mute.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me, if you want to use camera, I can make you co-host. So now you can use camera if you want to.
Yes. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
So far, so good. We will see after this session.
All right.
Okay, I will start sharing my screen to keep the time. Here is it. You can see us. Share screen. Yes.
No, not yet. You need to do share of the screen.
Okay.
Select the screen. Yeah.
Oh, it's here.
Yep.
Okay. So my name is Nedeljko Šovljanski. I am in front of the Team CAD Serbia, and I'm working as an engineer in Team CAD. It's a support application engineer for MFG, for manufacturing collection. And I have more than 25 years experience in this field, 3D modeling and designing. So when I start with the AutoCAD. After that, I use something parametric like a mechanical desktop and Inventor. And occasionally I'm using Fusion for my work. And another background is my start. My first language was Atari Basic. So I was exciting that I started. It was last century. It was so early. And after that, I started machine learning and coding on 6502 processor, Torah processor. After that, in the high school, I used the Pascal, Turbo Pascal, and Delphi, and now I'm here in the .NET and the JavaScript platforms. And based on that, I decided to take my design automation challenge here. And the idea was born beginning of the last week. Our partner had a problem with the nesting module in the Inventor. And they also had a very specific cutting and milling CNC machine for produce something from the flat panels from the table. It needed to be milling and after that cutting. So they start using the nesting module in Inventor, but first machine is very specific. Machine use this layers in DXF file to understand what to do. So for the machine, for example, inside means make a hole or make extrusion through the complete depth. Sweeping, for example, is using for the make some cuts on the surface and with specified thickness, and so on. Outside is a contour for the cutting around the shape. So they need to understand that machine need to understand contours on each layer. From other side, we have the nesting, also specific. It's good, but there's some rules that must be obeyed. Nesting, if you want to nest something on the table, nesting will first search from the bottom and look for the first free sketch. If there is no free sketch, is going up and looking for the first extrusion, and that will take that sketch for the nesting. In this example, this sketch, this green sketch, is used for that extrusion. It means only that geometry will be taken in nesting. This arc will not, and that is a problem. When you cut, you will cut it here, and that is not what we want. So this Forge application will be bridge between these two worlds. So what is the main idea here, and what is the challenge? Plugin for the inventor, it's okay, it's not big deal. It is, for me, it's easy after 10 years in programming and using inventor. But challenging is to use a viewer, or to allow the CNC operator to use the Forge viewer to pick the edges, select the technology for that edges, and after that send that to the Forge and receive the data, complete model data back. So the result must be like that. In this free sketch, this geometry must be projected outside for that sweeping geometry and this geometry for drilling. So I will start now my application just to show what's going on, and my application is here. So it's very easy, log in. Inside, I will take this project, edge classification config, or we can create a new one, but we will work on this demo project. First, we have to upload file and extract edges. That will be done on the Forge. Now, we have our model. We'll start the translation. I just leave it. I should remove it, but done better. It's a very simple model and it will be very quick. So this is our model. Next step is to download the edges, calculate that edges, and we will show that edges here. So operator needs to recognize edges, what edges going on which technology. We will collect this, that edge, that edge, and that should be outside. Another thing, we should collect this edge and take it like inside edge, and here we will take this edge. This is piece here. This, and that should be sweeping one. Sweeping one is milling inside that contour. Sweeping 1. And here is the last edge or last contour that should be selected. This one and this one. That is sweeping 2. Now model is ready to send it back to the Forge and create sketch according to this selection. And here we can download it as part. I will open it. I should bring my inventor top. Open. And this is the last one. So here is our part. And this is that last 3 sketch with contours. What is important here? The color of these contours. Because of that color, we will create the XF file and put these contours on adequate layer. So it's very simple now. We will create a nest. I will use millimeters. Source file, okay, I accept that as a source file. And now I'm going to create nest study. Nest study is here, 28 pieces, it doesn't matter how much. And here it is. Nesting, just recognize that contour is inside, but it doesn't matter. We will not cut in nesting. We will first going and export this sheet in DXF format, for example, in AutoCAD here. Okay. I will use my configuration for that. And that is now exported. So now it can be opened in AutoCAD. This is that one file. And we'll see each contour kept the color. That color we will use to put that geometry on adequate layer. This layer is 0, so should be sweeping 1. For that purpose, I create here a command, and after that, layer manager is down. Okay, I can open from here. Now we have all layers, what is necessary for production, and each of these geometry is on adequate layer. Now there is no problem for the production, and the machine will understand what sweeping 1 means, what sweeping 2 means, and here is the inside and outside contour, and everything will be perfect. I hope so. We will see. Because that is live, that should be integrated to our client, and we will see, I hope, the best. That's it, what I have to expose here. I want to save the time for others, but if there is some question, I'm open.
There's a mix of different technologies going on here, which is actually quite interesting. Do we have any questions for Nedelka?
I have one. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
I
a
hear you.
login based on Forge Client ID and secret. That's just for demo, or you plan to
No,
use
that
that?
is two authentication legs. Yes.
All right.
So you cannot take it model from the Fusion because our client doesn't use Fusion, and this is only inventor oriented.
All right.
Okay, awesome. Any other question?
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask. I think what Jim asked last time. I mean, so just to be clear, what did you have? What did you have sort of going in, and what which pieces did you build out during the week?
During this week, I prepared that plugin for the inventor and that small macro for the AutoCAD. But AutoCAD is out of the Forge. It works locally on the machine, on that machine. Where is the CNC machine, operator has own license for AutoCAD. That is not Forge. And that UI is done by me because my developer catch the virus, not dramatically, but she say in bad. So I hope so that my interface is not too ugly because I'm not front end developer, and I hope so it's good.
Okay, I think for a week it's actually quite nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Jim, anything? You're quiet today.
No, I'm just, it's love seeing a manufacturing application and, you know, this whole nesting thing, the ability to have a real human on a web page, you know, pick the edges that make a loop. So you can do nesting. It's kind of an easy thing. And, you know, a manufacturing engineer, and, you know, I don't want to really boot up Inventor to do this, you know, just opening a web page, pick, keep going. So very cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. If there are no other questions for now, I want to ask you guys if you can help me out giving Nedelko a round of applause. So great job.
Thank you very much. Also, I want to thank you to all the support team. There was a lot of support. I appreciate that, and that Zoom meetings one-on-one, excellent. That is about this hackathon. This is my first hackathon in life. I didn't take any hackathon before it, and
awesome.
Impressive. It's excellent. Thank you very much for support.
Oh, I realized, you know, maybe I should state something obvious because so many of you are so young. I don't know how many people realize that sheet metal cutting machines all run off AutoCAD DXF from release 12. And don't ask me why that is, but it's true worldwide.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so so I cannot send you back. There are some applauses coming from the attendees, so thank you guys. So I'm gonna ask you to just hang around here and then just mute your microphone, and then you can leave your video on if you want to. So machine is ready to show us. So take it away.
Yeah. Hopefully it will work this time. For some reason, I think I have a really bad internet at home today, but now the mesh is not loading well. But anyways, I still have my rooms here apparently, and yeah. So this is. As I described, it's getting the ambient light measurements, so the real data from last 2 days, and it's showing them. So the data are taken every 30 minutes, and yeah, that's the visualization of the data. For sure, the UI needs a lot of improvement to let the user select the date, the range, type of sensor, whatever. But during this week, I managed this this amount of work.
Awesome. And I'm glad that you were able to figure out what was going on. Like
Yeah.
I hate that whenever you're doing like a live demo or something like that, there is always like that factor, is it? Like one little thing can like stop you
Actually,
from
it was a real
finishing.
bug.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, just I want to thank you all for the help during the week. I had received good answers from you. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you. Do we have any questions for Machi?
Yes, from my side, congratulations, because I really like this topic, the digital twin applied to existing building. So I think it's really a good topic, especially now, and especially also in Italy. Can I ask you how much work do you do before the hackathon, and how much you end up in these days?
Yeah. So most of the functions for the static data I did before. Of course, they all needed debugging and reconfiguration to match the dynamic data that I added during this week, or matching them together to function, because like here, this panel that I had, like it was a mess, so I cleaned up everything. But most of the functions of static data I had before, and during this week I basically focused on the dynamic part and setting up the sensors and registering them for the database, receiving data from database, and these things.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Rashid, Jim here. I'm curious, how hard was it to take the model, the mesh, right, which is pretty dumb, and get it oriented and scaled correctly?
Scaled correctly.
So you could do those floors, right? You kind of need ice,
Yeah, but as I show you, it's all the manual adding by user. So it's basically the user can say, okay, I want to add a level, and then it select a surface of the mesh, which shows the elevation, and that's it. It will be the level. And then I will just cut the planes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the mesh comes in, again, having to worry about, what's up, what's down, what's kind of east, west, north, south.
It knows nothing. It only has X, Y, Z coordinates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. I think Artem, you have a question. Yeah, you can ask. Artem?
Oh, sorry. Hello. I want to ask which devices used to create point cloud and mesh, and
how weight this model? How many gigabytes?
Yeah, so the devices for point cloud scanning, we use BLK2Go, and for the indoor and for the outdoor drone are used. And then the mesh, the point cloud are registered together all, and then the mesh will be created. But the size of the model, of course, it depends on the quality of the mesh that you create. It can be too much or too low. This one, I don't know, but we do have some other models up to 2.5 gigabytes.
I'm just interested how large model Forge viewer can display. And this is very interesting.
Yeah, so this one, actually, it shouldn't display like this. It should be faster, but like we have some other models that they hopefully, like you see, it has lags. Especially it's worse when I'm sharing the screen and presenting because the internet doesn't let it to load better.
I can see it's start mode.
Just as an aside, the viewer doesn't have any kind of built-in size limit. And I know I've seen things up to 10 gigabytes, but maybe that is not a good user experience.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Do we have any other questions for Machi?
Thank you.
Okay. If not, or Matt, do you have one? No. Okay.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right. No worries. All right. So if you guys can help me out, giving Machi some applause. So great job during the week, and thank you for joining us. Get some audio that does like the applause. I'm being the only one like clapping unmuted, so it's not fun. All right. So next up we have Kodio. So Kodio. Who's gonna raise the hand? Hamdi. Okay. It's okay. All right. Let me, 1 second. Okay, so now the camera should be enabled.
Right. Can you see me, guys?
Yeah.
Good.
How's it going?
So good. How are you guys? We have a lot of Autodesk employees. Nice to see. So yeah, I'm going to be presenting vocally, and Hamdi is presenting his screen currently. So you remember, guys, we were working on a project that was with design automation back in one of the accelerators. I think it was the last or previous accelerator. But the device wasn't finished, obviously. We had to create more work. So this episode, we have worked on drawing automation, some more design automation, especially for door configurations. And we have done some ERP integration. Now we're going to show you guys what we did this week. A quick recap. We are mainly building a kiosk here. You can put stuff inside. This is sold for electricity companies, water companies, etc. And we are using Forge Design Automation as a basic tool. And all the models that you're going to see here is created under Inventor. So we have a very simple screen at the beginning. As you can see, we can start creating by some different wall construction types. Hamdi, if you can show me the options, standard construction. We can use some different construction types, insulation types, etc. Anything is good. And then we can actually create the length, width, and the height of the construction type here. And the beautiful thing about this one is we can do manual joints. Most of the time, the customers do manual panel fittings here. So we can create like multiple panels from the instruction that we're giving here. So Hamdi put 4,000 by 4,000, 2,000 by 2,000 by 2,000, meaning that we're going to have 6 different walls here with these joints. So this is live, by the way. So it's using Forge at the moment. It takes around 30 seconds to build this. The reason why we created configurator like this, by the way, it's pretty cheap for us to use as a sales tool. But we also have a manufacturing side of things as well, which is only working on Inventor. So all the stuff that you're seeing here is for creating somewhat precise pricing and also part numbering. So after we create the kiosk, as you can see, 2 walls on one side, 3 walls on the other side. So we partition the walls like this. And also, if you take a look at the bottom part, you can see the numbers and the letters. So that we know what wall we're working on. We have the ability to add doors. We had these all already. Let's just add some door. We can center the doors. We can move around everything that we add to the model. As you can see, could be from the bottom side, from the left side, obviously taking into the reference of that particular wall over here. We can add meshes. The meshes might have more bill of materials inside. So we have like extra vent meshes inside, etc. We can add. All these options are coming from a list, a static list, but we have the ability to also read from ERPs. So let's create one kiosk, and then the first thing that we did in this week, which is going to be the door configurator, we are going to create a custom door, and we are going to show you how that works. So what we are trying to create here, obviously, this is like a project that we are doing with a customer, but we are also learning a lot from this project, because we have found a lot of different ways to manipulate the current workflows in Forge, basically design automation. We are trying to come up with creative ideas, etc. And I think we learned a lot. So we're going to put this into something much more useful. Like last year, we were presenting you 3D catalogs. Now we are automating that 100%. So it's going to become a sold product for all over the world, etc. So we are trying to create the same logic over here, but not yet, of course. So everything here is created under design automation now. All the bill of materials, etc. Now this is the second phase. We can add, Hamdi, can you show how many different door types we can do? Yeah, so we can do 4 different door types, create custom ones, double door, single door, from left, from right. Okay, let's just go on. And on the left-hand side, you can see we have also the customization options here. We have the lock options. We can change the locks of the door. We can change the width and the height of the door. As you can see, we have a lot of different lock types. This is obviously coming from the customer's database again. So do we want to seal this or not, etc. So this is a custom bespoke door now. This is probably not really generated before on the customer side. So after creating such item, we need to actually put this on a list so that the customer can actually order it from their ERP system. So then we create a door like this, and we add the custom door just by naming something. So this goes to the original form as an added door, basically. As you can see here, what happens is that we are using the model derivative here to create the actual output. Generation is not done yet. We are just waiting for it. Okay, so it's added. We're going to go back to the original document now. And now we can add the bespoke door, basically, to the kiosk. So let's do that. So this is the bespoke door that we just created. This is being added. And let's just add some couple more items, etc. And then we can press generate again. So the first thing that we did, like I said, design automation of a door configurator, as well as adding this to the current list of the doors that we have as standard. Let's see if it's working. Probably gonna take around 30 seconds again, around. We obviously, like, this is a comment of me doing all the time. We obviously want to do this without creating a sales automation, because everyone wants to end up in a real output. But obviously with Forge, we need to, you know, work smart, get all the processes as low as possible. So that's why we're creating a sales configurator rather than a manufacturing or design configurator at the start. As you can see, this is not a real model. This is just a placeholder model. It has all the necessary dimensions and all the necessary bill of materials. Everything is real, but not the looks, obviously. And we obviously lack some CAM outputs, like the customer, for example, is using a robot that creates all the walls automatically. For example, that doesn't come from here, it comes from Inventor. So let's just, yeah. So you can, what we can do also, we created 2 different additional elements here to edit the components and delete the components. Obviously, this is just working at the moment before you do the generation. So after we generate, it becomes one. It becomes one model. So it's a bit of a different approach that we're doing. Obviously, we are adding in models and then grabbing everything inside to create just one simple model. Okay, let's just go on, Hamdi. At the bill of materials, we didn't have the pricing ready. So here you can see all the API calls that are coming from the ERP side. And then all the pricing are coming. The actual pricing is coming from the ERP side. We can see what we have used, part numbers, how many, quantities, etc., unit of measure. And yeah, next step is going to be adding the labor costs as well over here. Okay, and then drawing automation. So at the drawing automation side, most of the time SR is working on and Kivanch is working on. Kivanch is listening at the moment, but he didn't attend. Devrim attended to this hackathon. So on drawing automation side, this is very generic for us as well. What we have done here is a total drawing automation. So what we are doing here, whenever we add something to the drawing, like a vent or a door, we are adding what's called an assembly set. What was it? Not assembly set. Okay, it's coming. Just a sec. Attribute set. Okay, so the attribute set is being added, and then we are taking 4 different dimensions and obviously realigning and resizing everything to be fit into one drawing. So here we can see all the different items that are created. If you go down, Hamdi, as you can see, you can see that the part number is also being created on the drawing. As you can see, everything is here. Some of the parts are taking references from the middle, like the vent, as you can see. Some of the parts are taking the reference from the edges. And as you can see, for every single wall, we are creating a drawing document. And I'm pretty impressed, to be honest, by the speed of this, because imagine that this is going to be used for salespeople, and they need to be very fast about this. So it created a drawing in like what, 15 seconds or something. This is very simple stuff, etc. This can be shared with the customer, and then they can talk about this and then sign off the agreement, etc. Yeah, and lastly, of course, we are creating the part. This is the integration part. We are creating the part, not the part. This ERP is calling it part, but it's the assembly. So we are creating the main level assembly on the enterprise resource planning software. This bit is also done this week. And this tells you that some of the parts are not inside this database. So you either need to go there and put these up. This could be also that the part is there, but there's no pricing. So obviously we need to be precise about pricing here. But as you can see, this is the customer's ERP system. We just created this part, and all the bill of materials are generated automatically after we create the part. If you show, yeah. So construction wall types, different doors that we create, all the necessary, paint, timber, plywood, whatever we're using is also being generated. So it's not, again, it's not 100% BOM list, but it's very nearby to the real count. So we are basically creating a part, an assembly that has real value, real pricing, and it's integrated with the ERP system. So you can create, okay, I'm just gonna build this, guys, now, so we can start building it. Yeah. So this is what we did. So ERP integration, drawing automation, and door configurator. But otherwise, the other parts were created before.
Okay.
We are open for questions, guys. Forgot to mention.
Questions for the Kodio team.
Jim here again. I actually have a tollgate. Well done. Well done. You got a good team. I have a question for Adam. Adam, we really need to get on the case of the Inventor team. If we could get design automation for Inventor to generate maybe in half the time it's taking today, this whole process becomes really snappy. It's just long enough to be a little irritating. So we got to help you with that, Tolgay.
Well, we would really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah. And also from Viola here. In the beginning, you told about like a history of steps that you did to come here through a lot of hackathon. Which will be the next one? So which is your next step?
So yeah, like the plan is actually to create multiple Forge applications that could be used very, worldwide without, maybe lower pricing structures. Like I said, like integrated sales and manufacturing is some of the steps that we are focusing on. Since the team we have, especially Kivanch, which is our other co-founder, we are very much experienced in manufacturing, but we are also now experienced in software. What we tend to do is like we go to the companies, watch them, what they do, etc. We process automate them. We try to create lean manufacturing sites. So we are always looking out for bigger and better opportunities, obviously. But yeah, like we definitely need to create a couple applications that could be used out of the box, basically, and then it could be sold to many customers.
All right.
I've got a quick question. So it looks like all of the sort of pieces that that you had going into this. Is it fair that like you just kind of leveraged more of the pieces, like you'd already done, a lot with the viewer, a lot with the model derivative and that kind of thing. What were some of the things that you learned that were new, or were there things that fell into that category, or did you just sort of expand what you already knew how to do and just applied it more?
Sure. So I think what we have worked most of the time here is this week at least was the door configurator integration, because as you can see, the applications are working in a different way. So we have two different models loaded in, and then we are generating a door. Basically, we are putting this into a list, and then we are deciding if we want to create this as a list or not. Afterwards, we create it, and it is rather interesting how we learned to create a model when we have a session open, and at the same time we're as you can see, like, we have two different models open at the same screen, and then we're going backwards and forwards to create doors, going backwards, adding a door, again going backwards. This was some type of a design decision that we made during this week. We thought, okay, I think we should be very fast about this, so let's just use it this way. But I can definitely tell you that over a longer time period, probably we wouldn't be doing it this way. We would probably do it in a different way, fairly different way, let's say, door configuration creation.
Well, still very impressive.
Thanks.
Any other questions for the Kodio team? Nope. All right.
I just want to say something.
There is one.
Is there? I just want to say something first. So all the soccer players, they shoot and score and they kiss their badges. I wanna kiss my expert elite badge.
Good. Juan, do you have a question?
Well, I just want to say that this is very impressive. So congratulations. And
thank you, guys.
I want to ask you something, if you have any similar approach but working with Revit or fabrication parts.
Unlucky us, as co-founders, we didn't have any civil engineers or architects. Lucky for me, my father-in-law is an architect. He's not working for 15 years. I'm trying to get him to start working again, so that we can actually learn from an architect. That if then we can enter these type of applications. But to talk about precisely, I'm not an architect. Kevanch is not an architect. We don't have any architects. I think we need an architect or a civil engineer to be talking about applications in the construction. So we definitely have plans, but at the moment, we don't have enough manpower.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Awesome. Well, if there are no other questions, so can I ask at least someone else to join me on the applause in order not to just have my wife think that I'm crazy? All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. So up next, we have the team data. Yeah. So I think, Josh, you're around. You raise the hand so that way I can bring you in. Awesome. Promote. Hi, Josh. Can you hear me?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Hi, can you also promote Vishal to
Yes.
panelists?
Anyone else?
No, I think, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hello. Am I audible now? Yeah, hi. So I just turned on my camera. So I'll give the little intro through the project, and then Yash will give the demo. So our team name is Threat Level Midnight. So we have made a 3D game Can you give me 1 second? I couldn't get my. Yeah. So we have made a 3D game for this hackathon, and as my teammates are Rohan, Shivam, and Yash. Yash is already here, and two of the teammates are in the attendees. So the idea is to identify risk through ML. Idea is to identify risk using ML through the cameras in an airport. Speaking of which, the game setting is sorry. Yes, you can go to the previous slide. Yeah. So what's the basic idea? The basic idea is to identify risk through the cameras in the real time. So whenever there's a criminal activity or suspicious activity or any kind of suspicious activity is happening on any place, then our camera will notify, and our security forces will go there and try to resolve the conflicts there. And moving to the next slide. So the game idea is a little bit inspired from The Office, for as we are all are Office fans. So in an alternate dimension, the world is plagued by a biological war, and our only hope is Dr. Kevin Malone, who has developed the formula for the cure, which needs to be delivered to the CDC. And there's a threat to his life, and he needs to reach the CDC before everyone succumbs to the virus. And the job of protecting Kevin is in the player's hand, and our elite security got inside information that terrorists have planned to attack Dr. Kevin in this airport. So the player is currently safeguarding Dr. Kevin at the airport, and the player's job is to use the cameras to identify any potential threats to Dr. Kevin's life and nullify them immediately. Next slide, please. So what we have used is Forge Viewer, 3JS, and Revit. We have used Revit for making 3D model and used Model Derivative API to translate to SVF format. Viewer API and partially implemented multiple viewers and used two-legged authentication API and BIM walk extension, as you will see in the game demo, the mini map and the first-person view. And we also appreciate the support provided by the Forge team, and it was very challenging and learning and a good experience for us, as each of us were completely new to Forge throughout Forge, and throughout this game making journey, we had a lot of fun and learned a lot together. We are happy that we are able to create a working version of a game, and now my teammate will give you the demo. I'll stop talking here.
Thank you, Vishal. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here's a demo. We made the 3D model in Revit, and I'll just refresh it. These are the notifications that the security camera will give us after identifying the suspicious activity. This is the minimap, and this is a feature we were in the process of implementing, and the time ran out, but we have implemented it as a separate feature. We'll show it later. So how this works is the game starts, and we are in the airport. We are in an airport, and we are supposed to safeguard Kevin. And we are in the security office. There's the task, suspicious activity number 1. We have given a map to the player to see where he is and where the cameras are. So the first camera is over there. So the activity is supposed to be over there. So player has to go there and see. We have staged activity, static activity. There's the camera, and the player has to come here, interact with the activity, and analyze if this is a potential security threat to Kevin, who was on the other side of the airport. So we can safely say that these people who are fighting for some reason do not pose a threat. So we can say no. The second camera was located on that side, so we'll have to go there. We'll probably have to run. I hope my screen is not distorting too much. And this is the second activity over here. This is suspicious activity. Some kids are playing, good times. So we can again say it's not a potential security threat. finally, the third activity is at camera 3's location. So we'll go there. And you can see 3 people over here. And Kevin with his bodyguards in all his glory. So again, we go here and select this. And since this is very close to Kevin, we can assume that this is a potential Kevin threat. So we have to analyze and see which one of these would be a threat. And we can clearly see that this is a mother and a child and some person, but there is some suspicious object here in this lady's folder, I guess. So she is carrying a gun. So we select her and we have nullified the threat. Hence, we kept Dr. Kevin safe, and we made all the right decisions in all the tasks. And well, we get some fame, Kevin's famous chili, if anyone gets the reference. So that's a game. And the camera thing that we couldn't implement into our main game was we had the views for all the cameras in this attachment. But while we were trying to integrate it, there were some issues and errors with our gameplay. So we couldn't integrate properly. I think that's a game, and we had a lot of fun making it. And a huge thank you to Peter, Jaime, and Varun, and all the Forge team who are very prompt with their responses and their help. And we hope to be again here, be here again next year. Thank you.
So I'm a big fan of The Office. And the fact that was kind of like the approach. And then also I remember I grew up like around computers because of my dad. So I used to play Wolfenstein, and this kind of gave me that kind of like throwback of kind of like going through doors and like finding different threats. And I will say, if I can make a request for version 2, maybe if we can, I don't know, just get some not very harmful weapons, I guess, in order to be used or something like that. But yeah, no, this is actually pretty cool.
Actually, Jaime, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I was just saying, when we started out, there were loads of ideas thrown around. Since we're completely new to Forge, all of us, we didn't know how many instructions it had. So we were thinking we'd make something like Call of Duty, where we have to save Kevin and transport him to some a safe location. But we quickly realized that it wouldn't be possible in a week for us, especially. So this is the basic version plus a couple of features we came up with. We also had animations and such in the pipeline, but unfortunately, I don't think we could have completed it in this time. Maybe with a little bit of
appreciate.
Yeah.
And I would also ask for some textures of Michael Scott, maybe on some of those.
Yeah, actually, the player's name would be
Maybe we
Michael
can
Scott.
add him in the front office here in the map zone, and he can act as a distraction here.
And the office is ready over here, you know, and the co-manager Jim is over here. So
I love it. It's awesome.
And the player is Michael Scott. So yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Team Seda?
Yeah. Also, this is Vera. I like a lot the idea of a sort of gamification of the like a possible training also for staff. So it could be used as a tool for training somehow if you want to also develop more this game. Good job.
Thank you. Actually, we thought about it. Like often when people are hired in security, they go through rigorous training. But if we have something like a machine learning model that identifies or analyzes the patterns of behavior, human body language, and can identify threats, and then so the security people can have a quadcopter or something like that, or an iPad where they will get notifications and they can quickly go. So the training time is also a bit reduced for those people. So
yes,
yeah. So citing that.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Right. Any other questions for Team Seda? Like seeing a game. It's actually pretty cool.
Finally,
All
we would
right.
like to say that this has been a great experience, and lots of love from India and CC Tech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. All right, so I'm gonna ask you guys if you can help me out doing a round of applause to the team Seda. So thank you so much. Thank you, guys. All right, so next up we have two more teams to go. So CC Tech. Can someone from CC Tech raise a hand, and that way I can bring you in? I think I did spot it someone. Was it Rohit? Oh, yes, 1 second. Oh. Rohit. Right, so you're joining as a panelist now. Madhu, can you hear us?
Yeah. Hello.
All right. Yes. How's it going?
So hi folks out there. This is Madhusudan from Team CC Tech Ninjas. I'm here along with my team, that is Rohit, Monica, and Nish. Yeah. Throughout this week, participating in the Forge Hackathon, we have developed our application called as Checker. So we have taken up the challenge that is the most innovative app, design automation app. So we have worked, so whatever right from the idea design, idea creating stage until the final, working, completing those workflows. We have done it all in just over a week in this week. Yeah. So yeah. So in this, as as the world is facing the COVID crisis, we all know that, and even after taking like different several vaccine doses, we are still facing that issues that the patients, even after taking their doses, they're coming up with COVID-19 symptoms. So whatever the application, what it helps us with, helps the modeler to develop and model that just implements the COVID-19 norms. So what he does is just uploads his model and selects several norms mentioned in COVID norms by different government authorities. He selects those norms and sees if his model is satisfying those norms or not. So yeah, that is our application. So yeah, participating in this event, as we are very basic. We didn't have much idea about Forge APIs and design automation and everything. So it was very challenging task. We were very much excited, but we have learned many great things and come up with this app. So let us have a quick demo by Rohit. For the application. Hey mate, can you just provide access to Rohit also? Rohit Ladke.
Yeah, I just did. He should be joining right now. Okay. All right. Rohit, can you hear us? He's there, but I don't know if he's there. We go.
Hello.
Awesome. Yep.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Hello team. I'm here to give demo of our application, that is autonomous COVID norm checker. This is our model gallery, which we have used already uploaded models. For this application, we have used as a Revit model. So here we can see that we have also uploaded. We have also given the feature of uploading the model. For time being, we have used we are using the pre-uploaded model. So I'm going to use this restaurant model for quick demo.
I would also like to add that the user can also upload his own models and see that model into that gallery over there.
After selecting the model, you will see this window in which you will see the rules which we are going to use for this demo purpose. First rule, one is occupant sitting space rule, which states that the distance between occupant seats should be more than 6 feet in order to reduce the spread. So I'm going to select this rule, and for this purpose, I'm going to select the objects on which this rule needs to be run. So I'm going to select some of the chairs. I'm selecting it by random. As you can see that I'm selecting the model. I'm selecting the chairs. It is getting highlighted from the model. So I'm selecting it by randomly. So next step is to select next rule, which is a table space rule, which says that the distance between tables should be minimum 1 meter in order to avoid the spread. So I am going to select this rule and also select the object on which we are going to check this rule. So I am going to select these tables and also some other tables also. Then as we have selected the rules, the next step is to check the rules on this object. So I am going to click on this object, then it will going to check the norms on these selected objects. For this purpose, here we are running design automation job on selected COVID norms and selected objects. We have used some for services like authentication, design automation, for Revit service, data management, viewer and model derivative services. It will take some time. Just wait for a few seconds.
I think we should have design automation play some music when this happens. Oh, good, it's done.
Here you can see that the pass case results are showing in green and fail case results are showing in red on complete model. For individual model, for individual object, you can select by highlighting this object. This is pass case results and this is fail case results. As we can see that from model, this chair is close to this these two chairs, that is why it is failing. But if we check this chair, then it is far from this chair, which is 6 feet distance. So in case of same in case of tables, first tables, we can see that these this table and this table is failed, as these are closely placed. Also for pass case table, these are the case of pass case in case of tables, as these are the closely spaced.
You just meant to say that there is no other table in the proximity range of 1 meter. So it satisfies the COVID norm. So this was the pass, and other one is the field case. So this was the design automation app we have just performed.
Yes, that is it.
At the demo, yeah. This was the demo. Yes. At the end, I would like to thank all the coordinating team of this hackathon event and made things successful. Yeah, because of which we gain multiple knowledges, yeah, of development and using this Forge API services. Yeah, I also like to thank the supporting team, which helped us very promptly, and if whatever issues we faced, they were always there for us and solved our issues. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Forge Hackathon team.
Yes. Thank you, team.
Awesome.
And thank,
Yeah, thank you guys for this. It's quite interesting. I can see that it's being quite useful in a city where I live, like New York City, where the spaces are quite small and tables are actually quite close to each other. And with this new kind of approach, definitely something like this will benefit. So good job with that. All right. So do we have any questions for the CC Tech Ninjas?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
So yeah, so it looks like you're using design automation to run the spacing checks. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I guess, is it the kind of thing that that you could run those kinds of checks directly within the viewer, without design automation? It's a, by the way, I should say it's a very neat application. I was just curious as to the thinking as to why go outside the viewer for that to solve that problem.
Yeah, that's a very good question. But currently, we have just implemented 2 rules. But if when it comes to implementing multiple rules on using or automating those norms, if it is satisfying or not. So
there might be more things that you could check in design automation.
Yes, yes. So
got it. Okay. Yeah, very, very neat.
Thanks.
Anyone else with questions? I don't see any on mutes.
So just for me, did you develop everything this week, or so?
Yeah,
from scratch.
Yeah. Yes, the idea generation, developing UI, creating bundle for this application, and connecting those workflows. Yes, everything was this week.
Well done, well done. Very clear, simple. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. If we don't have any more questions, so thank you so much, CC Tech team. Good job with that. And I'm gonna ask you guys if you can help me out with some round of applause for the team. So thank you so much. Okay. So let me bring in our last team for this time. So Applehead team, can you raise the hand? That way I can bring you in. And then also, if there is another team on the call that would like to demo and I do not have in my list, please just let me know. That way I can bring you in as well to this one. The only thing is I cannot hear you, whoever is presenting.
Now.
Now I can. Yes. Now I can.
Okay. So well, I cannot activate the video. I'm not sure why.
Give me 1 second. I can help you out with that. You should be able now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to present first of all our team. Okay. So our team is 4 members. First of all, Manuel Romero, Ramon Rueda, and Juan Chao Chen, that have been developing everything. Everything you're going to see is their magic. So a good job, and I have been giving some support to them, okay, to help them. So what's the point of our project? We were challenging in the application for digital twins. So what's the question? Okay, we are working. So the question is, could an expert user obtain information from a digital twin simply by asking questions? What about create a voice user interface to interact with the digital twin? So essentially, we are trying to get an easier way to communicate with the information of our BIM model. So what we have done? Then we have created a Postgres database with BIM information. The information of each element is stored in a JSON-B object, and this structure brings us the possibility of storing any kind of data. However, the queries in the database become more complex because we are developing a most complex database. So if we put in the position of a user that is not expert in SQL, well, it will have a lot of difficulties trying to make queries to this database. So our aim was to create a natural language processing tool that allows the user to make queries and activate functions to get information from this database, okay? So some of the technologies we have been using are, well, you have them here, especially OpenAI, okay? That it has allowed us to convert this language in some queries that the computer can understand, okay? So in this way, the hard work is done by the computer and not by the user. So this is more or less the idea. So, well, this is a video, but of course we're going to make a live demonstration, but this video just shows us what happens when we post just a question, okay, a natural language question. Hey, Linda, please. Linda is our bot, okay, is the name of our bot, and we ask him for a question, and well, Linda just shows us this information. Of course, we have developed this idea as far as we can. And there are many things still that can be done. We have had some problems with the ID of the objects and selecting some objects, but essentially we are verifying the idea. So, okay, I'm going to show you how it works. First of all, go here. Okay. So, for example, let's take the example that I want to obtain what are the walls with a volume greater than 20, for example. This time, I'm still not speaking because we can make some queries speaking, but there are other queries that the system is not able to translate the voice into text properly. So only some queries will be done by voice, okay? But, well, we hope that somehow we can solve this problem. So this is just a written request. And the system is going to return all the objects, okay, that have this condition. Just let us see, because in this case, we have just one property, that is this volume that is being shown. But what happens if we ask for example, sum all the volumes of all walls? This is not a property that is inside the database, but is something that the system must generate, okay? So is able to do that? That's a question. Sometimes I have to refresh, okay? But yes, okay, it had been able to put the volume of all the walls all together. So it's showing a property that is not just directly showing one value, but it's just adding some values, okay, generating something new. Okay, I'm going to refresh because it's sometimes exploding. Okay, we can try something by voice, okay? This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make a query to the database using my voice. So I hope everything will work fine, okay? Hope that the same words I will say is what we will see in the text. So I say, Linda, select the rooms in the first floor. Wait a moment. Okay, it did it. The only problem, well, we see select, okay, so it's not exactly select, but by the context, the system, the OpenAI system, is able to understand that I'm not saying the name select, but the action of select. Okay, so it's even able to solve our own mistakes when we are speaking, but in this case, we know it works. So for example, I can repeat it with the rooms in the second floor. Linda, select the rooms in the second floor. Well, this time it doesn't work, as you see, okay? But well, more or less, it's able to understand that it's difficult. We're still having a lot of problems with this translation, but we hope to solve this problem. And well, of course, let me refresh. More than 2 questions are too much. So, for example, if we want to select one specific room, of course, it's possible. Okay. So you see, I have selected exactly one room. Here it is, right? Or, well, at this point, we can make other queries like isolate the walls in volume greater than 10. Okay, so, wait, sorry. No, I take the voice. Now I'm going to refresh and paste the word again. Okay. Okay. So, well, we are still having some problems converting these IDs to objects in the really selected objects, okay? It's not this object, right? But these IDs are correct. So we know it works. This is very important for us. Of course, we have still some technical problems because the time is what it is, but we know that these IDs are correct. We have verified it in the database. So we are happy because it's starting to work. Of course, there is still a lot of work to do. And well, from this point, I don't know if my teammates can maybe show some of the SQL conversions, or if you have any questions, we are open.
Okay. Do we have any questions for the Ohio team?
If nothing, Mikako has question.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is interesting. What is your plan from here to next? Is it just a hackathon is the end, or do you have any plan for the using this in the real world usage?
Yes, well, first of all, we are still making very basic functions, okay, because we are still just selecting some objects or returning some IDs. But of course, we want to implement more functions, more complex functions, okay, obtain objects with multiple conditions, making it more natural to language, even introduce information. So we are thinking of many possible developments for this. And of course, we want to apply it for our own business. And we are having plans and very quickly. So, but we want to expand it to other functions. Okay, we want even to verify databases. So there are a lot of works that we want to do with this. This is just the beginning. This is just to verify that this technology is possible, right?
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Give me Gakko. Do we have any other questions? I'm gonna take back the screen. Going once, going twice. If not, okay. So if you guys can help me out, giving the Amplifier team a round of applause, I will appreciate a lot. So good job, guys. Well done. And I don't think we have any other teams presenting at this time. So let me head back to my slides. So 1 second. Okay. Multiple screen stuff, it's kind of hard. All right, so that was it for the EMEA demo sessions, and thank you again to all the teams that presented today. That was actually quite cool to see all the different work that you guys have done through the week. So let me move forward, and before I wrap up, I want to do a quick shout out to some people and my team as well. So I do have, I think, everybody at this time. So Sanjana, Julia, Michael Veal, and Joao, I want to say thank you for all the help during this week and also the previous weeks of like putting this event together. So I appreciate a lot all your help. So yeah, thank you. And also, if you guys can help me with a round of applause for them, I will appreciate too. Awesome, thank you. All right. Okay, so then we also mentioned about some other competition that basically was the Zoom background winner, and we have one for now, which is Machi Moti. So I will be contacting you for the prize, but then also we saw this one and then we just bump into another Zoom background and we're like, yeah, I think we can actually have two winners. So Artin, also good job with the background. It's actually quite interesting. So good job. So yeah, I will be reaching to you in order to send you over your prize. Okay, so what's next? So we are going to be meeting with the judges tomorrow in order to talk about the projects that were presented today, and going over who are going to be the next teams that make it to the next round. And the next round, actually, it's going to be showcased during the AU 2021 Hackathon Showcase. That's going to happen on October 5th. So don't forget about that. We also have a request from the viewer team. So the viewer team sent me a survey, and we need 10 minutes of your time to help me out with that. So what I'm going to do is that after I wrap up this call, I'm going to send it in the Forge General channel. And I will appreciate a lot if you guys can give me a hand by filling out the survey. We're trying to improve the viewer. So definitely you guys get first dibs into the voicing of those like improvements that we can do to the viewer. So definitely please help me out with that. And after the hackathon and after the winners and after we're all done and we're back to like work, what's next for us? So what is next is that we have an accelerator happening November 8th to the 12th. It's still going to be a virtual accelerator. So we are taking proposals at the moment. We do have already a couple of proposals. So if you guys are interested in, let's say, continue working with a project that you were doing this week, because it was not only for the hackathon, but also you wanted to kind of like investigate a little bit further what you can do. So I will say apply for the next accelerator. Sanadu, I believe it's the name. I hope I said that correct. I did not pick the name this time, so I hope I did it. I mentioned it correctly. So it's going to be the week of November 8th to the 12th. So, like I said, proposals are being taken right now. So you can go into forge.autodesk.com/accelerators, and you're going to be able to find the information and also the Eventbrite link in order to register yourself for the event. Okay. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the EMEA demo sessions. So I will see you back at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific for the Americas demo session. I believe we have around maybe 4 teams for that time. So I want to say again, thank you to our judges for helping us out during this demo session. We will continue chatting directly in the Forge Judges channel. So let me see if I'm mentioning something else. No, I think we're good. So thank you again for the participation and all the teams. Great job with for the demo. So I will catch you up later. So bye-bye for now.
Bye.